Hey guys, Jody, Hendrix at CrossFit Commence here in Fayetteville, Arkansas, along with my good friend
Mike
Beaulieu. We call him Mike B. Qualifier, Masters athlete, Granite Games competitor. We are here to talk to you guys. By the way, my total partner, crime workout partner, been with me since the beginning. I've been with him since the beginning too. We both started together, so having a lot of fun with this. But anyway, here to talk about workout number 2 in Wodapalooza. So, what did you think, Mike? We just finished it, by the way.
Just like 10 minutes ago. It was a tough one. You definitely want to prepare for it. It looks hard. It was hard.
Yeah. Well said. So we looked at this thing and said, okay, what is it? It's kind of a couplet. I mean, you've got these very similar, movements, but it's really a chipper in all fairness, with, increasing movement difficulty with decreasing rep scheme. It's something that we do in our gym a lot. We love this kind of workout, but it is a little bit on the longer side.
Yes.
So it's going to require some pacing, and one thing we both agreed on is it's going to require a plan. So we both warmed up a little bit differently. A couple things that I think we both agree on is, you need some good shoulder mobility. Obviously, there's a ton of shoulder work in this with the pull-ups, chest bars, muscle-ups. All your gymnastics movements are very shoulder intensive, but the other movements are very shoulder intensive as well.
Yes. So one of the things that we were talking about before this is the warm-up, definitely key. Get your shoulders warm, legs warm, your back warm, your arms, so do a lot of bar stuff, like pull-ups. Get your chest bars in, a couple of bar muscle-ups. I would warm up even more so on the pull-ups, because we were talking beforehand, and that kind of shocked my system a little bit when we started the workout and we hit the pull-ups, but we can go into that.
Yeah, and another thing too is he mentioned legs. I think it's very key to get those legs warmed up. I mean, you're using your legs, and looking at it from the beginning, it seems like just a shoulder workout. You're like in a grip workout, so you kind of forget how much of a role your legs are going to play in this. But firing those snatches up, those burpee deadlifts, as we like to call them, and then the devil presses, a lot of legs in there. So do a lot of lightweight stuff, squats, lunges, whatever you can to get those legs really nice and warm. And then we always like to do some sort of primer. I think through the years we've looked at different primers and everything else, but more than anything, just getting your heart rate up, right?
Yes.
I mean,
yes, absolutely.
Yeah, you just don't. You're going to go into this thing, even though it's a pacing workout. You're going to go in, you're going to hit those 40 snatches, and your heart rate's going to get up. And it's nice for that not to be the first time that your heart rate's gotten up since you've been working out. But a couple things on your setup. Setting the dumbbells down. Both of us, we chalked an outline for our dumbbells so that we were really deliberate about where those dumbbells went, and we didn't have to move them. Also, you don't want them too far out, you don't want them too close in, but just get comfortable there. Anything else on that? Just finding a good spot to put them down, really?
It really helps out marking, because you don't have to think about placing the dumbbells in any certain area. You're a little oxygen deficient as you're going through the workout. So
maybe a lot oxygen deficient,
Take some thought out of it, and like Jody just said, just about push up width apart, just so your chest can touch the ground. That's as far as apart as it can.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. And I just put little marks on the ground. I think it's better to have an outline. He had kind of a full outline, so you're able to see it a little bit better, as opposed to just kind of, where's that little spot on the ground. But that definitely helps. Another thing too is in the setup part of it, make sure you get a pull-up bar that you like. I mean, we have some bars that are raw steel that are super grippy, and then other bars that are painted and everything else. You're going to be required to really be able to maintain your grip during the pull-ups, the chest bars, and the muscle-ups. And it seemed easier at first, but then towards the end, you really start to struggle because of it's so stinking hot. Your hands get wet and everything else. So make sure you've got a towel if you need to dry your hands off or anything like that. That's part of the setup as well. But kind of moving into that first movement, the snatches, we both kind of had a plan. We were both going to go unbroken. Initially, I thought maybe I would do 20 and 20, but I mean, they're not that bad. I mean, you got through all your 40 quicker than I did.
Yeah, you're fresh. I mean, a 50-pound dumbbell for any guys that are trying to compete, that should not, 40 dumbbell snatches should not be an issue for anybody.
Right through it.
Another guy that's working out with us, John, he decided to break on the snatches. He did 20 and 20, and he wasn't that far behind us, honestly.
It's not a time penalty. I think it's more of how well you are with that movement.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're without a doubt that you can do them unbroken, just do them unbroken. It's not that bad. You're not gonna gain that much. Release from time under tension, or you're not going to take that much of a time penalty. So just no more than one break, I would say, for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Once you finish that, moving into the pull-ups, you're still pretty dang fresh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we both got through the pull-ups pretty well. A couple things, we both had a plan. They were different, but I thought the pull-ups, the first round of pull-ups, 40 of them were pretty easy.
Yeah. I did a set to 10.
Okay.
And grip started to, this is what I was talking about earlier, so I don't think I warmed up quite enough for the pull-ups, so probably about 20 in, all the blood was rushing to my back and my arms, and I wasn't expecting that. So that was kind of a little shock to my system that I had to adjust for, and I ended up having to force through the last 2 sets of 10 just to make sure that I didn't have to break again, because I wanted to stick with my plan.
4 sets of 10, 5 sets of 8 for me. And we're both probably like 50 unbroken pull-up guys. So if you're around that 50 unbroken pull-up, I really wouldn't want to do any bigger sets than that.
No.
Frankly, I mean, just do quick 8s or quick 10s, get on and off the bar very quickly. To me, there's no reason to do a big long set, because we both got the muscle ups with plenty of time. Moving on to the burpee deadlifts. This is, to me, kind of where the workout, you started to feel it a little bit. This is not a very tough movement. Again, with our fitness level, we chose to do them kind of all the way kind of straight through. We didn't take any breaks. We both sat on the ground a little bit, but what was your thoughts on the burpee deadlifts?
It was, so going into it, my thought was, okay, it's 30 burpees and 30 100-pound deadlifts. So when you break it up that way, it's not that bad. So as I was going through them, that's just all I was thinking. Slow burpee, slow deadlift, slow burpee, slow deadlift. I wasn't sprinting through it. There's no need to sprint. You'll just gas yourself and you'll have to take a really long break. I just stayed steady. Like Jody said, there was a couple breaks where I'd sit there for about 2 or 3 seconds on the ground and then come up and do the deadlift. It wasn't that taxing. It kept your heart rate up, though, as you're going through it. So
start to feel your legs a little bit too here.
Yeah.
So again, going back to the warm-up, lots of squats, lunges, get those legs nice and warm. But yeah, we both just kind of went through them just steady. Just keep moving, and then into the chest to bars. This is where you start to get a little bit of muscle fatigue. I did sets of 5. I think you did sets of 6. Yeah. So we're both, again, for point of reference, both probably 30 unbroken chest to bar kind of guys. So again, I wouldn't change a thing. I thought 5s were great for me. I might could have done 6s, but you're splitting hairs at that point. How was your grip on?
This is where my grip really started to get affected. Probably about the 2nd or 3rd set on the chest to bars. It was starting to light up. It wasn't as bad as I was expecting, because looking at the workout originally, it was, this is going to kill my grip. So in the warm-up, I kind of focused on really stretching my forearms out, making sure that my grip was ready. I have a Theragun. I kind of hit my forearms beforehand as well.
Nice.
But about the 2nd or 3rd set at chest to bars is when.
And if you have a friend with a Theragun, make sure he shares it with you, because I didn't get the benefit of the Theragun prior to the workout. Me did. Anyway, okay, so that takes us through the chest to bars. And to me, that's when the workout really starts. And our times are on the screen, so you'll kind of know where we finished certain parts of the workout. So if you're in the same kind of fitness levels we are, you'll be able to kind of say, okay, I should be finished by the chest to bars by the 8-minute mark or the 12-minute mark or whatever the case may be. Okay, so after you're done with the chest to bars, to me, you're not completely gassed, but you're about to be. The devil presses, man, they sucked. God, they were so hard.
Appropriately named.
Yeah, and it's only 20 of them, and I think that was one of the things that helped me is just, okay, it's a short set, but I'm sure when I go back and watch the video, it'll feel like super slow.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, when I was doing it, it felt too.
yeah, guys, this is to me. You need to just consign yourself to doing these and getting through them. I wouldn't take any deliberate breaks. To me, I like resting on the ground. So what I would do is I would kind of die in the burpee and lay there for 1 or 2 seconds. It felt like 10, but I don't know if that's when you like to rest or if you even rested. I mean,
yeah, I took a little different approach.
Yeah.
Actually, I would do 5, not fast, just 5, pretty solid paced devil presses, and then take a deliberate break, leave the dumbbells, walk away, grab my towel, wipe off for about 10 or 15 seconds, and then do another set of 5.
Well, and that's also, so 2 completely different strategies, but I see the benefit there, because what you get is you get the feeling of completion, and then you get the attack of the next set. So I didn't necessarily think to do that, because in my mind I was thinking it was only 20, they'll be okay. But I think your approach is probably better, because you get that feeling of, okay, I'm gonna do 5, you get a deliberate completion of that set, which kind of gives you a little bit of relief, release that time under tension, and then you're fresh to attack the next 5.
Yeah, I felt somewhat fresh on the first one.
Might help you psychologically more than physically, because I don't know if anything helps physically other than just quitting, So those took a little bit, and to me, it's a really tough movement to come out of and into a big set of a big ask on bar muscle ups. This workout to me wasn't as grippy as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So both of us, this is a grippy workout, but it looks like it's going to be crazy grippy, but it's not so bad. But I really struggled with the amount I sweat a lot, so my hands are completely wet by the time I got on the bar for the bar muscle up. So I should have had a towel. I didn't. Make sure you get a towel if you're a big sweater. He uses sweatbands.
Yeah.
He said
Definitely.
that really helped him a lot. So I'm, going to the internet to get me some sweatbands ASAP. But so muscle ups, we're both probably 15 or so unbroken muscle ups in a fresh set. I started out with sets of 4, so I got through 15 muscle ups. I think he got through 12 muscle ups, so real close. How many did you start out with on your first set?
I did 5.
Okay, 5. So was that your plan to do 5s? You didn't have.
I was gonna go in and do as many as it was the last 2 minutes. So.
Well, literally, so we thought about the pull-ups. The pull-ups, you do those fast, but you conserve for the chest bars. Okay, chest bars, you do them fast, but you conserve for the muscle-ups. The muscle-ups, you go for broke. And you're trying to get through this workout. Neither one of us finished. We were both close, but again, he just started with 5s. I started with 4s. I don't know if I had a plan either. I would have liked to have done a bigger initial set, maybe a bigger second set, but my hands were very wet. I was a little bit afraid I might even come off the bar at some point. So, but I had plenty of time going in. We both did. We were both kind of pacing off of each other. Under different circumstances, I thought it was a 17-minute workout. So I thought I had it in the bag. Shame on me. I should never look at the clock. But anyway, it's a finishable workout. I think if you strategize and you save some gas, the devil presses to me is where the workout is won or lost. It's only 20 reps, but it's not just the time spent on the devil presses, it's the amount of physical exertion that you put in there. Because if you can get through them and you're smooth and you take the appropriate breaks, whatever works for your physiology, then you can go into the muscle ups and hammer the muscle ups.
Yeah, because if you're proficient at muscle ups, you could finish those pretty quickly.
100%.
After
Yeah. And then
presses.
the nice thing is for those finishers, then you can get back into the snatches and hammer, numerous reps because of the cyclic rate. But anyway, overall, it's a great workout. Are you a redo on this?
Still wondering.
Okay, it's been about now 15 minutes since we finished it. He's going to redo it. I'll probably redo it too. We like to redo workouts. It's one that I think you can definitely improve, because the stimulus, even though we looked at it, we agreed on the stimulus, and the stimulus wasn't that much different than what we thought. When you get in there and you start working it and you feel it, you can definitely improve on it. But I hope these tips really help. We'll keep bringing them out as long as you guys will keep watching them. So appreciate the time. Mike, anything else?
Just go hard.
Yeah.
Don't quit.
Until next week, we'll see you again. Masters of CrossFit Commence.